Short mantra offering. Saji peke joji meto tram rira lingji nide gembadi sangye jingdo mide uwayi dragunamda jingla jebar shogedam guru ranam endalagam niryadayami.
So, good afternoon or good evening. So, I'm not going to go over by one. That's how to meditate, on the perfect image. But to realize how it is, how its freedom is the most precious, more unbelievable, and its richness, its endowment. You see. So it's just really most amazing. The value of it, how precious it is. It was wow. I mean, the limitless skies, the highest, the most precious thing for external material, among the external material possessions, so that you can use example as a wish crown jewel. That's the highest what you can use. So that numberless of that whole sky filled with that. So no comparison to the value of each freedom, each richness that we have. So that. Okay. So now here we're 8 freedom, 10 endowments. The most amazing. That is if you have realization of this, can you imagine? Wow, 24 hours. 24 hours is just to enjoy. It's just amazing. This happiness in your heart. Incredible joy. Wow, what you can do with life? You say. So you want to do only the most beneficial thing in your life. Most beneficial thing, not only for you, but that's nothing for your own happiness. Nothing to to the sentient beings, to other sentient beings. I mean, but you because there's a Gautama-Geshe's expression, but I didn't check still that the leave immediately I and take immediately the others. Take immediately others. There's a nice expression, but I still to check. So anyway, that's good to know. Anyway, because all the sufferings come from the eye, you see. Then all the habit, all the collection of goodness, every single, even the comfort in the dream, every single pleasure, every single collection, every single good thing you see, after enlightenment, everything comes from, you receive from others. You receive from others. From every sentient, others means from every sentient being. Not only the number of sentient beings you get, but not one per person, not from one insect, not that. From every insect, from every single sentient being, from every single ants, from every single worms. The rainworms, rain. When rain comes, the worms on the road. Every single worm, every single maggots. Anyway. All those tiny, also from every single sentient being, everything. See, up to enlightenment, you get from that. Wow, So, maybe to others, you see, as most beneficial thing to the others, number of sentient beings. That's the most amazing thing. So anyway, so they see. So it's just since I taught that, so you see the so. Three great meanings of life, okay? What to be achieved, okay? So, achieving these, you say, let go, see, give out there, say, this life means, you see, this life means so I don't know how, when I said this life, so I don't know how you understand that. You see, there may be different understanding depending on how you think. So, it's the attachment, you see. Attachment, the clinging, grasping this pleasure of this life, pleasure of this life, reputation, then it's however, see the four desirable objects, okay? Yes. reputation, the power is present. Then they receive material. Then you see the this life. You see the happiness. Yeah, that you see. Come to happiness. So yeah. So you see the attachment, grasping to that. Okay. So, so what I'm saying. Yeah, so what I'm saying. So without grasping that, okay, without letting go, without grasping that, then you see seeking the happiness, goal, seeking the happiness of life, success, method for success of that, then they say refuge and protecting karma. Okay, then you see renounce, give up the samsara, which is nature of suffering. Okay, samsara, which is nature of suffering. Okay, let go that, and then look for the goal, see the ultimate happiness, liberation from samsara. Okay, and for the method, for the success of that, then you see 3 hard trainings. You practice that, and then you see you let go of the aha is self-changing from all the suffering rises. Then you see cherish the sentient beings, cherish the sentient beings from whom you receive all the. You receive all the collections of every single collection of goodness, okay, including enlightenment, and then you see, achieve enlightenment, okay, goal to achieve enlightenment for them. Then method you see, engage in bodhicitta, engaging the self-conduct, okay, like that. So the 3 great meanings, you see, the happiness of life, then I had that liberation from samsara, I had that enlightenment, okay, like that. So now, you see, you see, ordinary capable being, you see the same attitude as the the Lord, the insect, even the insect, tiniest insect, largest mountains of animal, then dinosaurs, or the the ocean animal, whales, or the however, no matter how small it is, only you can see through a microscope, and the largest like mountains, okay. However, see, and so same, exactly same. Then you see the seeking happiness of this life. Then you see, as I mentioned before, those things. And then, attachment, seeking, see, it's like happiness, yeah. And then I see a goal like this, and then they live. So you see, living the life, so doing the work for that, So doing the work for that, including meditation, including praying, including what looks like religious action, doing prayer, meditation like this, the Dhammas, or the story of Dhamma, told the person, it's good that you are reading text, but better to practice Dharma, or better, it's good that you're circumambulating, but it's better to practice Dharma, or better then when you then stop that and meditating, it's good that you're meditating, but better to practice Dharma. So always keep on practicing, emphasize practicing Dharma. Whatever he changes, you see, from reading text, then going to circumambulation, then after that, meditate, you see. Then at the end, he could not only at the end, then he asked, what do you mean by practicing Dharma? So then he said, let go. This life, so we have to understand exactly what it means. There you see, the whole world problem, individual person's problem, the family problems, even the country problems, the global progress. So all these, you see, due to the best of the this come from attachment, attachment. This is these looking for power. This is the all and so forth. This that happens in this life. So so ourselves, one person's life, all the problem is based on connected to, come from the originated. It come from its root, the attachment, clinging to this life. Okay, everything, so all best come from that. Okay, so including all the relationship problem, all the painful relationship problems, one after another, all that, and besides, like that, many other problems come from the attachment as the root. Okay, it's extremely clear. Your own life story is extremely clear. It's a commentary. Your own life story is a commentary of to realize the shortcomings of the attachment to the worldly, evil thought of the eight worldly Dharma. So all these pains you have gone through, say unbelievable, so many times in life. So, however, so so then you see, that's what it means. That Buddhism is let go that, let go that. So that's the basic problem for the young people, teenagers, for the young people, and there's also middle-aged people. There's old people. It's all the problem can come from that. You see, So this. So do you see? So the grasping just want to happen in this life. Okay, so the living life for that. So now, so that motivation is non-virtue. That motivation is non-virtue, pure non-virtue. That is motivation. That is pure non-virtue. So all the actions, every single action, even meditating and doing prayer, whatever, all so everything, see, that's done for that motivation, done for that, this life happens. Everything become non-virtue. Everything becomes nirkama. So this one is the very first dharma to understand. The very first thing to wake up, okay, the very first thing. So otherwise, so even in the monasteries, you learn debate. You learn very deep subject. Very very profound subject on the path. Wow, you memorize so many thousands of texts. Big. So many thousands of texts you memorize, root texts and commentaries, and you debate. Debate. You see. Maybe you're expert. You can be expert in debate. So very intellect, very you see. But the very beginning of Dharma, the first thing that you have to learn, that first thing that you know, first thing that you have discovered, is not discovered. You see, it's not discovered. I'm just saying that there's a possibility like this. There happens. I'm saying that. You see. I'm not saying everybody's like this. That's of course totally wrong. It's not saying that. But they are like this. So, because haven't learned Dharma. I mean, haven't sorry, because haven't learned Lamrim. Okay, haven't learned Lamrim at the beginning. Do you understand? Because haven't learned. You study very deep subjects, like scientific, but not learn Lamrim. Didn't study Lamrim. Didn't learn Lamrim. You see, so that. So because of that, then you see, after even after many extensive study, didn't know what is Dharma. You ask the question, So there's these big mistakes. I'm talking to my own experience. That okay. So I'm not saying everybody's like this. That's impossible. I'm telling from my experience. So that's definitely this thing happens. You understand? So realizing, you see, the definition what is Dharma, what is not Dharma, what is the Holy Dharma, Tambeche Holy Dharma, Jitingiche Holy Dharma. You see, so that clear recognition, the differences. You see, it's so important. If you don't know that, then if you don't know that, you can cheat you can cheat your whole life. You can cheat your whole life by yourself. Then you will cheat your whole life by yourself. You see, with ignorance. So that. So as I mentioned in the teachings in the past, you see, so many of you have heard, because myself, that is, I don't know. I went to the monastery when I was 4 or 5. Taken from home. Went to monastery to learn alphabet and initiation, things like that when I was 4 or 5. Then because I escaped a few times from the monastery to home, I escaped, ran down. So from my uncle, the monk, who taught me alphabet, who has beard, who carves on many people on rocks, big rocks, in the road when people sponsor, you see, ask me to carve. Then somebody sponsors it. Then he carved. He spent a few months carving. It's beautiful, Then people go around. You see. So anyway, very wonderful. Very wonderful. I say, yeah. That's the ordinary way you can say person, but anyway, my guru, first guru. Anyway, then I was sent to Rowaling, you have to cross the snow mountains and very dangerous, places, peaks, the snow mountains, and you have to go over the snow. So anyway, 3 days which takes. Then the Rowaling, that's near Milarepas, Chur and those places where Milarepa lived, close to that. So I was this Rowaling. This is very primitive, much more primitive than this side of Sulukumbu. People there, those people there is very much more, not intellectually, very, much more familiar. So anyway, I was there for 7 years, but I came back one or two times. One time maybe to Sulukumbu, this side Sulukumbu, the time you see, was mainly monastery to receive initiation. My second alphabet teacher, who is also my uncle, a monk, fuller monk, bro. So every morning, every morning you see, once early morning, when the dusk, like the time that you take, my person say, then you get up, then you memorize text, and then you lead them out, the Lampamasama prayers, those, and then you start and memorize, and then all day long read his scriptures. The different Dhammakara Sutra, I Dhammakara Sutra, read many times. So read not, I don't know how many, for many months. I don't know how. but every day. So of course there's a meal time. There's a 3-4 meal time. Because when you go out for bath, when you go out for pee, pee car, and then when you go out, you see. So then I kind of distract myself and spend time a little bit around to see, come back. So anyway, yeah, much of days like that, and then any time you can stop earlier before sunset. And then I play a little bit. Yeah, so that. So that I collect. When my teachers were going in the forest, just cut trees to firewood. You see. Then I collect the wood. You see, where the branches comes. What do you call this? Wood like this. The branches comes. Twist. So there's a kind of a pointer like this. Some comes. So I put in my pocket on the tree like that. Then I brought it home. Then I lined up as those llamas. Lined up the llamas. So I have a symbol. Something like two round things. Then I put it, and then that music is the puja symbol. So I play, and then I make. Not actually reciting prayer, what you remember, but you just do some imitation, do some chanting, you see, but not actual prayer. So you just play like that, and myself alone. So there's no other children. So anyway, so there was at home. I was born this time, so children will play that. So I was sitting as Lama, on the rock, and then the few other children. I have one friend. Who is a mute, mute. So I kind of speak, That was my almost everyday kind of friend to play, One can't speak, but I think it might be. Maybe good-hearted, I'm sure, but he was my daily, play in the field, Then there were two others. So that then they kind of like a disciple, like taking initiation. So they, so playing like that. So yeah, anyway, and sometimes doing puja, serving food, So in the earth, you sit in the field, and then you put a little bit of earth in the fresh stones. With water, offering serving food, like that, and maybe serving food. The thousands of Sarache monks. So maybe the preparation came from there. So anyway, so yeah, maybe there's some meaning in the children time playing. Yeah, it depends. I think you play according to your interest. So I think maybe there's some preparation for the life. I'm not sure. So anyway, like that. Then read the present prime of the text of those volumes. Read, because other people ask to read. Puja. Then they say that, and then say maybe Ganjuru, perhaps maybe. So. So I was very naughty. So, I was very naughty. So the text, big text belongs to the monastery, belongs to the... But then I read and I draw, with the black chuckles, Then I draw, make circles, and this belongs to the monastery text, big. So make... I don't remember my teacher was beating me or not. I'm sure I made a lot of drawings there. And so, very naughty, So, because I was alone, many times alone, reading, so then play. I see. So, around the text like that, you see, make circles, So, I remember that. So anyway, then I was in Tibet. 3 years I did puja, I'm saying New Year 2-3 days empty. No puja, so 1 day or 2 days. Then other times there's maybe 1 day, but every day I went to puja to do the family puja. This part of the benefit of trauma Geshe Rinpoche is monastery in Pakri, but not in trauma. Monastery is trauma, but Pakri is a close trauma. There's a business from Lhasa, from Kalimpong, from India, bring tomatoes, all the things in the cups, and they bring things from Lhasa, from Shikaze, from Punjabi, where the monastery is. So it's a very big business. From Bhutan, you get puffed rice and nuts and chilies from Bhutan. So this is the so anyway, everything puja, mostly protect puja, some Tara puja. So anyway, then I came to Baksa. Baksa then says, yes, study. I mean, just did a little study. I didn't study like the other monks. I didn't waste a lot of time by painting, by making paintings and learning English. My own way. I didn't know how, there wasn't correct way of learning English, but memorizing the words, like memorizing Tibetan text. You see, like that. You see English words, many vocabulary. I start to memorize the dictionary, whole dictionary, one time. Like that. I started, but not actually. So anyway, so some. Debate. A little bit later, then it was developing. The debate was developing. You see, becoming good. But then, but also sick TV, and then better in my class. You see, but then they changed into school. Then you have to learn many different subjects. You see, then I was spent much time Darjeeling for the health and for. So then you see this met Zina, and then you can do see Nepal. Supposed to go to Sri Lanka to start my understanding, but it didn't happen because of Russia and India. So difficult. So that time, so then couldn't go to Sri Lanka. Didn't happen. Then the Lamas, this is Lama's idea. Go to Nepal. So Lama changed the idea. Then that's how everything started. Lama thought to go to Nepal. Of course, that's the place where I was, born. I mean, so then there was a year. There was a year of the bird year, the 12th year. Bird year is the year you see to make pilgrimage in Nepal. Bird year, you see. So, so many people from all over came to make pilgrimage there. Because my family heard I was came, I returned back. See, mother and everyone came down to see me in Kathmandu. So anyway, then I went to Laudo. So the past life, Laudo Lama, he's a Ngakpa. He's a not monk. He's a Ngakpa. Came from Tibet. He's Tibetan, not Sherpa. From Tibet, crossed the snow mountains, and they came with the one Nyingma Lama who is very who is an expert in medicine and Tibetan grammar, poetry, all that thing. So maybe astrology as well. And then I think, of course, the Nyingma's teachings, of course, was one old Lama. So so came together. And then lived above Namche Bazaar. This is between Namche Bazaar and the Tame, in Laudo, in the cave where Pema Sambhawa came in that cave for a short time. You see, from Kumjung, the other behind the mountain, the Laudo here. There's a big mountain where the country, the Sorokumbu country, there was situated. You see, then behind the Kumjung was the airport. So there's the backside. There's a mountain. There's a cave where there's Pema Sambhawa's maybe footprint, and there's a silver literally appeared from rock. So anyway, since came from there to Laudo just for a short time. I think tea break, for snack, for to have a snack. So I'm joking. She just came short time in the Laudo cave, seems like that. The story. So it's a kind of holy place, you see. So anyway, then you see, there was one, all are Nyingma text, so the son, previously the Lauta Lama, his son, returned back all the things to me, all the scriptures and the religious objects that belonged to him. So before I left for Tibet, that time he told me he would return back to me. But that time he didn't return back. But he told me he would do that. The son. His name is Gama Tenzin. So he's extremely devoted to his guru, the Lama who came, the Lauta Lama from Tibet. So that was his guru, and he always served service to him, carrying all the luggage when the Lama goes anywhere. Then he carried all the luggages, huge piles, huge piles he could carry, and he run everywhere, do everything. So he's very extremely devoted to the Lama. So anyway. But he died a long time ago. So he returned back everything. So so I went through all the text. Much of the text is handwritten. So even other monasteries in the past didn't have much text. So we borrowed from Lauto. So there was one text that's that's the text which all the four traditions can use as that is the Katamba Geshe's teaching, collections of Katamba Geshe's advice, mind training at the very beginning, and then at the very mind, transforming the mind at the very beginning, opening the door of the Dharma. So that text, that was, I think that was. There's some other text. Manikambum, you see the Sons and Gambo's teachings, on the Omani Peme Hung, see the very extensive story of Genesis and connection with Tibet and all that, beginning of the evolution of the world, the Buddha, and so I didn't know all the benefits of mantra, that you see. Anyway. So the Kadamba Geshe in this advice. So I was reading that. I was reading that while I was building the monastery, Lauto. So I was supposed to watch the workers, and whether they're doing job or not. But actually, I was most in the cave and reading this text. So only when I go out for PPE, then I watch them. I look at them whether they're working or not. But many times they're just talking. Not working, just talking. So but I see it. I see that, but I don't tell anything. I don't scream over them, and kick them out or something, into that. So anyway, so I was reading the text. So then I realized. I realized that, you see, because. The Tibetan never read Lamdrim, there was one text. I was doing the Lama Zopa Guru Yoga. That time, I think the Tibet was already taken by the mainland China. So the teacher who helped me to become monk in Tramakish Monastery gave me one text. I think it must be common to Lama Zopa Guru Yoga, but of course I wouldn't understand that time. So he put it on the table. I read a few pages, but there's no way to understand. So anyway, what it says, never read complete Lambrumisi and never received teachings. So now I was reading this, they're talking so much Dharma, about Dharma, what's Dharma, what's not Dharma, all that thing. And so then there I say, So I look at my life. I look at my life back. I look at my life back. All the past, so many years, and I could not find anything. My actions, anything become Dharma. I could not find. Even though I tree up, going to home, doing pujas, all these things. Memorizing text, all this. Did, but I could not find it in Dharma. I could not see. and any of my action become Dharma. I could not see. So that was big shock. That was a huge shock. So my own experience like that, huge shock. But also I heard, those who have been studying in monastery, for many years, was an expert in debating. But it seems there was some story. The person came to Bodh Gaya to, I don't know what, he's not teaching or something, maybe I'm not teaching or something. However, the person found out after many years studying monastery, but find out what Dharma is. So I heard the story of somebody anyway. So so I have asked in Australia, or Kapan, I have asked one abbot. That time he was abbot. I asked abbot of Saracha monastery. I have asked, but these, of course, very knowledgeable. It's unbelievable good-hearted, very dedicated. So anyway, I asked what is Dharma? I said what's the Dharma? What Dharma do you practice? The holy Dharma. What is that? Or I asked you, what is the world Dharma? What is the world Dharma is? So he mentioned that playing football. He said the world Dharma is playing game. Playing game with the dice or the they playing the dice. They playing the Tibetan play. I'm not sure the West, but the Tibetans they do some entertainment or they do money. They put money so gambling. You see. So he said these things. These are all the Dharma. He said. So I referred particularly like that. So I didn't say anything, but I was very shocked. I was very surprised. He only Dharma only that example, but didn't really give me the definition. See, he didn't refer to the attachment. Did not refer to the attachment. See, the thought of the evil thought of the idle Dharma. See, didn't say that. Didn't mention that. So just wanted those kind of it's a little bit like kind of lay people's play, I'm sure there might be monks who play when they have holiday. They see, I don't know, New Year. They didn't say much playing that. Usually lay people, they in Tibet, they so so world Dharma. So anyway, so it could be manifestation to me, manifestation. You see, pretend to could be. Anyway, so I was very surprised in that. So anyway, so. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So this is the very first discovery, first thing to know. So therefore, So therefore, if you don't know that, if you don't know what the difference is the whole Dharma, then you see anyway, your whole life can be you can be in the monastery, where you hear Dharma every day, debate on so much happening, you start memorizing, teacher, so year to year, but then possibility, you see, you have no idea of what Dharma is, to practice, or what is the whole Dharma to renounce, you see. So that's a mistake because not having learned Lamrim. You understand? So in the monastery, unless you yourself learn Dharma, learn Lamrim, you read and learn. You see, otherwise there's no Lambrim, there's no teaching Lambrim. It's only debate philosophy. You see, there's a whole class. You know, the 5 major texts. You see, class. So you could do that. So there's no usually Lambrim being taught. But now in India, because due to his kindness, because he's able to be outside of Tibet, so therefore, not like people in Tibet, even to meet His or for ordinary people, I mean to meet. I think it's so now see, so very different. Someone comes in the South India, those monasteries, and give, I must say every year, give teachings, give so much teaching, Sarah got and that. In the past, many years gave so many teachings, then the Lambrim and the other philosophical teachings. So that, of course, helped very much when there's a lot of Lambrim teaching. Then also, then recent, quite some years ago, the other High Lamas also given Yogini which gave Kishamba text when he was abbot, he asked Yogini to give the Lambrim teaching for the Sarache monks. But not everybody came, but just I think a few hundreds came, 200 or something. So I guess the young monks, I think so. So Lambrim. So there's more chance to hear Lambrim. So I think the more understanding. So I think help a lot. You see, help a lot to how to subdue the mind, how to practice Dharma, how to subdue the mind. How, your mind to become Dharma. So that okay. So anyway. So otherwise, you see, all your activities, even though you taught subject of Dharma, philosophy, very deep, path. But however, you see, then no action become Dharma. No action become Dharma. So that whole life. And also people who are living in the lay people who are living in the lay life, no actions become Dharma. Even though they may be doing prayers, mantras, all that things, but nothing, doing things, as a religious person, which shows a religious person, but nothing becomes Dharma. So you see, like that, there's nothing become Dharma. So nothing become Dharma, then nothing become pure virtue. So that even though the actions appear as religious, do mantra, they say. Prayer, things like that. Okay. So that's it. So that means whole life activity become non-virtue. And even meditating, even doing prayer, so many things become, even though the religious become non-virtue. So that not only eating, walking, sitting, sleeping, doing job become non-virtue. Not on that. So there's whole life activity become older Dharma, non-virtue. So that but of course the motivation is always for happiness. Motivation is always for happiness. But the action didn't know what real Dharma is. Then everything becomes non-virtue. So like that. So they give there's a teaching. There's teaching from I don't remember the name of this. 달러 큰가는 응어바 사교네 녀바 도메바 양도 통하더 대신 지된 대단다스 달러 큰가는 응어바 사교네 녀바 도메바 양도 통하더 대신 지된 대단다 then after I forgot the text. So what he's saying is this is not Lama, this is from Indian Pandit. So said that you see example, the world activity. You see that which did not become Dharma, said that, you see, the cows, the animals, they are attached to some bundles, some bite, you see, some bite grass, some bunch of grass. So attached to that, which is so attached to that. So they're growing, you see, they're growing at the precipices, you see, like that, you know, or the precipices, you see, where there's danger for them to fall down, you see, growing, say, at the precipices, you know, growing, you see, yeah, precipice. So attached, pure bunch of hair, not hair, sorry, pure bunch of grass. So they're so attached to that, you know, growing somewhere here, you know, so attached. So then they try to go to eat that. So unable to catch that, unable to get that. So so attached, you know, then unable to get that, then they fall down. Then they fall down. See, so like that person who is looking for some side pleasure, the person who is looking for pleasure of this life, worldly pleasure. See, one who's seeking for the worldly pleasure, you see, it's also like that. It's also like that. You see, so attached, you know, for that, so attached to that. And then, so you run to eat that. Then you, without knowing the danger, you know, then you fall down. You see, or die. So what is this example? This example is incredible because what you're looking. So what you're looking for is the happiness. You see, what you're looking for is the happiness life. See, looking for. So then, so they say, so you're so attached to that. So attached to that, you see, then you look for that. You walk for that. But you walk for that. But then you walk for that. But the action did not become Dharma. So that action did not become Dharma. The action became only worldly Dharma, only non-virtue. So the result is only rebirth of Lord realm. So the animal, you know, so attached to that, then you see, without knowing the danger, so attached to it, that, then you fall down the cliffs, you see, die. So the attachment cheated, the attachment deceived, deceived that animal, see, fall down, see. So that then, so you're totally cheated by this attachment, totally cheated your life, totally see. So then you see, the result of your action is done with this attachment is the Lord realm. Even though you're looking for happiness, okay, like that. So if you have created good karma in the past lives, in the past, if you create good karma to experience which brings the result happiness in this life, no, then you get it. Then it happens. Then it happens. Yeah. If that merit is not destroyed by anger or heresy, okay, then the result happens. Then the happiness happens. Happiness this life happens. So you see, if you have created marriage in the past, so then happens. But you aim for happiness, but action, you know, done with attachment, you see, all need karma and rebirth is the Lord realm, like that. So this example, what this Pandit said, exactly the same. Never to come about young to honorable fine didn't fall down. So anyway, so now here I just meant a few of this here. The mindfulness practice. Okay, actually I was meant to mention this, you know, during practice, you know, during our retreat. Okay, so that's what I was trying to get some teaching, you know, today. So that was the thing. Just some. to apply, during the, of course, it's not just only during retreat, but here to practice, train our mind here. Then we say, so can do it. So other times, so this. So one who is seeking liberation in the state of omniscience, or so this practitioner, see, in order to, so then this person, you see, this practitioner, then need so many methods to purify the developments and collect merits. Okay, so then the method to that, then you see, omniscient one is the Buddha. The omniscient one. You see, it's so skillful in the methods. In the method, you see, so skillful and so compassionate. So even by the way, into everyday life conduct, you see, then you see she have shown that that you can collect unimaginable virtue, See, that your normal life conduct by the way, see, so. Omniscient one has shown, you see. So for us, you see, whose mind has not developed, whose heart is not developed, you see. Then means who don't have bodhicitta, bodhicitta, who don't have renunciation, so to see, don't have realization. So the realization, then to benefit us, then have shown these methods. Okay, so this is basically, this is basically from sutra. There's a Gunsek, maybe Gunsek, the sutra called Gunsek, piles of rareness, Gunsek. From this. So related to see the mindfulness. You see your actions to become Dharma. Okay, the daily life conduct. So so when you wake up in the morning, you see when you just wake up. In the morning, then may I achieve enlightenment for all sentient. May I achieve enlightenment for all sentient beings. The minute when you wake up, may I achieve enlightenment for all sentient beings. So that praying that bodhicitta. Okay, so that so the of course there is the motivation bodhicitta for your life. See how to live life. Okay. Dedicating life for sentient beings, there's wonderful prayers from Bodhisattva, things like that. Okay, so maybe that mentioned at the time. So just to give some idea now, to start the practice. Okay, so then when you wear dress, you see, when you're wearing dress, you see, then that time, see. This is from Sutra. There's a few things I just sort of edited, but basically from Sutra. When you're wearing dress, then you think, may all sentient beings wear dress of the shy and shameless. Tell you. What's is shy and terror is shame? What's the difference between shy and shame? Shy and shame. What?
Shame, I think. I'm sure it's when you. It's
shy. What's up? Shame. Subconscious. Self-conscious. Yeah.
Shame is when you know it's about something negative, that you know you've done something wrong. Shy, you can just be shy, not about anything negative.
Yeah. But isn't shy happens because miss some mistakes? Isn't shy? Why shy happens? Why shy is happening? If it's not due to mistakes. Why are you very shy? What for? Unless you can make some money out of that. I'm joking. Huh? Yeah. So one is due to your own mistakes, and they say shy. Then I say, by shame is reasoning of others. Reason others. Maybe I shouldn't do that. I should say. So they say, or I shouldn't engage this negative karma because say the Buddha Sapas, they see, they see this, so they will be displeased. So I should not do that. Or if I do this, then others will criticize, or others will think bad, So others will think bad, So so that's my best tell you, so you don't do that. Because others, you don't do that. So may also means wear the dress of the shy and shameless. Okay. Then the but I see, but I mean that's from sutra. Then of course, you see here. Then of course you see here. You're practicing tantra, Maya, Sikamanta Vajra, and you see. Then of course, you are self-generous, you are self-generous, and you are not just generous, but a guru. You are self-guru, generous, guru, generous. So not just think about generous. Really. The most important thing is guru. You think you are a guru. Then you see the aspect of the generous. Okay. So then offering divine scarf. You see, this is very wonderful. Purpose for sentient beings, for the benefit of sentient beings. Okay. To liberate them from oceans of samsara suffering, bring them to enlightenment. So I'm going to offer, divine dress to Guru, to Guru generation. You see that. So that's wonderful, fantastic, unbelievable. You see. Then while you are offering, then feeling. See the essence of the offering is the essence of offering. They say bliss, bliss, generating experience bliss. You see. So say yeah, extraordinary also. Yeah. So see that essence of offering. So that's a wonderful. Say, then of course much more this, but so this of course this is somebody who haven't received initiation, who don't practice Tantra, then of course, I mean, you can do both. You can do this one, but also the Tantra way. The second what I mentioned. So here we're doing generous retreat and generous initiation received. You see, so you can do that. So when you think Guru, you collect, make an offering, you address, you see, the offering, you see. So you collect merits, you collect far more greater merit. You see, then having made offering to numberless Buddha, numberless Dharma, numberless Sangha, numberless statue, Buddha, numberless statue, numberless stupa, numberless scriptures, you see. Not only numberless in this world, not wherever numberless universes, wherever, I must count everything. Numberless Buddha, Dharma, numberless Sangha, numberless statue, numberless stupa, numberless scripture. Wherever in the universe, you see. Whichever universe, okay? So you are making offering to all of that. You see, marriage is something unbelievable. It's something unbelievable, but compared making offering to Guru, this is all those merits you made offering to. When you make offering to Guru, you see, you're some Guru, you see. Then after you made offering, you see. So even wearing a hat or socks, or I mean, just one dress, you say. So offering Guru, the merits, the most powerful, most extensive merits, highest merit. So therefore, the having made offering to numberless Buddha, Sangha, numberless statues, to scriptures, all that, all that. It sounds unbelievable, but compared to the merit that made offering to Guru, even one piece of dress, you say, hat or socks or some, thing good, you collect a far more greater merit, you see. All those merits have made offering to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, numberless Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, numberless statues, to scripture, all that become very small compared to this merit have made offering to Guru. So this. They hear Tantra way, practicing this Tantra way, see, if you're using that, they say, wow, most amazing. Can you imagine that you become so much close to enlightenment, like that, okay? So, then when you say, then when you tie belt, when you tie belt, what mindfulness, what to practice, okay? Then may all the sentient beings mental continuum, okay, be bound by three high trainings. Three high trainings: high training of morality, high training of concentration, high training of wisdom, okay? May all the sentient beings mental continuum be bound by three high trainings, like that. But then you see, I think may have edited this one. So when you tie a belt, you see, tie with belt, that's what it says. So now just edit it, that when you release the belt, when you go to bed, when you release the belt, then you see, may the sentient beings be free from the boundaries of the delusion and karma. Okay? That's what thing. Mindfulness practice, mindfulness practice, okay? So there's mindfulness practice, that's normally you hear in the many of the vipassana, many in the vipassana meditations say, when you're walking, I'm walking, walking, and walking, and then yeah. So, anyway, of course you get the same thing. I'm eating. I also want to plate, another plate. I'm eating. So then I normally tell, you see. I tell, if there's no lam-rim within that, if there's no lam-rim at all within that, then what I bring up is this, for example, stealing the banks or stealing, from, banks or wealthy people, So you have to be so skillful. You have to be well equipped. You have to be well equipped. All the things to open the door from the roofs. You have to be well equipped. You need all the tools. How to open. All the tools. I mean, you can be silly. You can be silly robbery. You can be silly, very silly robbery. Break the door. With the hammers and make a whole noise. Then they come to catch you and. You can be very silly robbery, But I mean, you have to be really professional. You see, I mean, at the right time. Time is very important. Well, when they're having deep sleep, lights off, or when they are saying. When they're out, outing or party, beach, sort of thing. So anyway, the time is very important. The right time. Then all the skills, you see, I mean, a lot of skills. You need a lot of intelligence there, So I mean, you see. So anyway, But they know that stealing. They know that I'm going to steal. I'm here to I'm going to steal. They know that. They know that. They know that. They know that you have to be really 100%. I mean, you have to really. So I mean, you have to be so equipped or so intelligence. Skills. To be successful stealing. So I mean, so they know that you have the idea, stealing. Yeah, I'm stealing, or I'm going to steal. So what? Then that's it. I mean, they have that mindfulness, Yeah. So that doesn't stop. That it come. So you see, I mean, if you don't have lamrim in the mindfulness, or I'm walking, I'm sleeping, or I'm sleeping, or I'm urinating, I'm sleeping. So anyway, this is what I think. They need lamrim, renunciation, bodhicitta, right view, and good devotion. You see, at least that. If there's no tantra, so yeah. So we do Kapan November course, not much, doesn't happen much, but I try to do 1 or 2 times, the walking meditation, but I relate to always lamrim, not just walking. You do always walking, I mean, you walk over the mountain, I mean, you come all the way from the United States, fly by a jet airplane, and then jet airplane with the unbelievable expenses, then walk all over the mountains, Solakumbu, and all over the Himalaya mountains, So anyway, the highest mountain, Mount Everest. So anyway, so just walking. So anyway, so we do. Sometimes happens, sometimes doesn't happen. But it's good to do related with lamrim. So sometimes you go from home, walk with the renunciation impermanence, and then you come back with bodhicitta. You go with meditation emptiness, or you come back with the dependent arising. So that's you can do good devotion. Or just the lamrim is unbelievable, amazing what you can do. You see. You walk all around the city, say, in hours. However, see, you can. So you can do the walking with the lamrim meditation. So it becomes very meaningful, and your mind is in peace during that time. Your mind is in peace. You see, because protected. Because when your mind is in lamrim, protected from the superstitious thought arising delusions, okay, anger, attachment, those are five delusions, so for the jealous mind, pride, also for you see. So that's why mind is peace and very inner happiness, joy, inner happiness. Okay? So with bodhicitta like that, not only bodhicitta like that, not only satisfaction, inner peace, but joy. Bodhicitta like that, okay? Then the emptiness, no delusions. I said, peace, inner peace, happiness, mind is totally free, from those disturbing, superstitious thoughts, like that. So these, so that, okay. Then you see when you say what I'm saying. When you then I stop there, okay. So when you go to bed, then you see, when you lay down, then may all sentient beings achieve Dharma Kaya, the Buddha, okay. Sometimes Sanjeji Chugu Toba Chuchik. May all sentient beings, when you lay down, see, may all sentient beings achieve Dharma Kaya of these Buddhas, okay? Like that. So that doesn't depend on receiving initiation or anybody can do that. Okay? So now here you see the so we since you receive Chinese initiation, we do retreats for that. So now here the tantric practice is the so you're sub-generous, okay? So say you can do that all if you have visualized mandala, you generosity, say then absorbed yourself generously, absorbed the silver she, silver she, and then you see. Then you silver she, then you see from the bottom, gradual up. Then see, that's it. That dissolved. You see. So the secondly, from bottom, you see. Well, so I think okay, she, English HRI, she. So I think just you can get dissolved up. You can take that. Absorbed. So up. Then see become non-opposite fine. See that. So there's nothing left. You see. Nothing left. You see. Then you see there. Then you see, it became, say, the different color. Ja means you don't call any clouds Ja. Ja is which has a different. It can be white, can be pure white, extremely white, nice design. You see, or it has a red, blue, green. Different color. It's called Ja in Tibetan. Ja doesn't mean only rainbow like this, like this rainbow. Not that, not that. They're also called Ja, but none of that. Okay. So Ja means they're also called Ja, but it means you see the clouds with different colors can be pure white, nice design, but also can be different colors. You see like that. So like that disappeared. You see, disappeared. You see. So we can see. So nothing left. despair. You say. Then you see, think, become empty, become empty by nature. Okay, empty by nature, empty by nature, empty by nature, which is believed by the ignorance. As a reality, that nature as a reality. What that nature is what that nature is the I, you see, the I, it's a real I, this real I meditating, real I meditating emptiness, so real I who is doing meditation, or that, so that totally become empty. So after all this disappear, like I said, the colored disappear. So this sheaves gradually absorbed up, then disappear. Okay, there's nothing left. Okay, so that is the ordinary. That's ordinary empty. That's ordinary empty. That's ordinary emptiness. Ordinary emptiness. Okay. The Lama Zopa says in the prayer of no beginning and end, the Dharma beginning and end. There, Lama Zopa talks about this prayer is so good. This was Lama Yeshe recite. Or there's something to recite prayer, dedication prayer. This is what Lama Yeshe recite usually. There's many different. There's many different prayers, but this is what Lama Yeshe usually recite. This one, this Lama Zopa prayer. This is so good, so powerful. So there he talks about talks about the ordinary emptiness. Okay, that's very useful teaching there. Word you say. I don't remember now. So there, So observe, see, ordinary emptiness. Okay, then now they think you see. Empty by nature, so by nature, which is believed apprehended by ignorance as a reality. Okay, the ultimately, what wisdom, reality, what wisdom sees, the emptiness, emptiness of the real. Emptiness of the real I or real space, okay? Emptiness of the real I or the real space. I guess you can choose any of them. Real I or the real space. What I'm saying is, or the reason why I said, or as you commit the real I, or the other one is the real space. So, see, I was saying, emptiness of empty. So, what wisdom sees, absolute wisdom sees, that's emptiness of that. Emptiness of that. The total non-existence of that. Total non-objectifying that. That's that. Okay. So that ultimate reality. But in the view of the ignorance, you see. But in the view of the ignorance, you see, this real space appearing from there. You see, the existing from aside, not merely by mind or independent. You see, or the real I, you see, appearing from there. See, existing from aside or exists by nature. Or the however, the independent. See, so believed by ignorance, and this is the reality. This is the nature of the reality, okay? Truth, okay? This is what is believed by, it is believed by ignorance, truth, okay? So empty by nature. So actually, in the point of view of ignorance, you see, believed this is a reality, okay? Truth, reality, okay? But in the view of the wisdom, there's total non-existence, okay? This total non-existent. So, the view of the wisdom is the reality, the truth is the emptiness of that, okay? Emptiness of that, the real space, okay? So totally, totally opposite. You see what the wisdom thinks, and what truth, what the wisdom see, and truth, what believed by the real belief by ignorance. You see, totally opposite. Okay, so that. So empty by nature. Understand? So. How they maintain? So maintain that. So this is clear. You see in emptiness. Then you see you place the mind in that. You place the mind in that, and then you see say while you maintain like this, then you try to fall asleep. So like that. Then if you are unable to maintain in that emptiness, and then what you do is then you see then try to go to bed with the devotion, by general devotion to the deity guru, you see, or compassion to the sentient beings. So like that. So then try to go to bed, try to fall asleep. Then this way, then how many hours you sleep, they all become virtue, or all become virtue. The virtue sleep can sleep. So sleep and repentance. You know, when we feel repentance, our negative karmas, that's virtue. That's a virtue. When you feel repentance, you see, you made offering to a monastery, or you make a offering to the guru, or to the sangha, or dharma, or the projects, or make offering. Then you feel regret afterwards. So I should have done that. Then that's the non-virtue regret. That repentance is non-virtue. Like that, okay? So then you see, so also you may charity to sentient beings, and then later you feel regret. I should have done that. See, then that regretfulness is the non-virtue. But you see, but you didn't practice charity. Then later miserliness, because of miserliness. Then later you recognize this miserliness is is the enemy, is the main interruption your wishes for happiness to be succeed. Okay, the miserliness is the obstacle. The enemy is the obstacle of fulfilling your wishes for happiness. Okay. So then you see you feel regret. Regret because miserliness, you didn't do the practice of giving. Then that regretfulness, repentance is the virtue. So anyway. So there's four things, and then gross mind, and then very fine. Talk about Jeba. So the Jeba is more finer. Thought is it is. So then they talk about Jeba, and then Jeba ni. So this they can become virtue or non-virtuous, like that. See. So they have so here, the many done sleeping like this. Many how many hours of sleep, it all become virtue, dharma. So that okay. So say, like that. So these here falling asleep in emptiness. That's the so you are sleeping in the non-creativity. You are sleeping in non-creativity. Sleeping in the state while sleeping while your mind is in the state of emptiness, so like non-creativity. That then the with the and devotion to the guru deity, then compassion to sleeping yoga in the state of creativity. So that. Yeah, so we stop there tonight. So then this is what the mindfulness we should practice. Okay. So there's some I say so a few other things. So this daily not only the session and the reciting mantra, not only that, but the mindfulness, the retreat in mindfulness. Okay, so all this is always dedicated for Sunday. Whatever you're doing, you're doing is here. For example, when you're washing. For example, when you're washing mouth or washing, you see, and then you see, purifying the development. You are purifying the developments of the sentient beings. So that's what you think while you're washing, or even mouth is purifying. So think while you clean is all sentient beings obscurations. Okay, so that for example like that. You see, so everything is focused on here. In this particular teaching, sutra, everything is focused on the sentient beings. That. So it's such an unbelievable, wonderful practice. So, everything dedicated for sentient beings. So, say, watch your mind, the bodhicitta. So, okay. Yeah, stop there. Then we do say, yeah. I don't know what you're going to do.
Session 4, Rinpoche.
Session 5. So, yeah. Say, yeah. So, I think I've forgotten. To set up the sessions there. I think maybe not. But I think, because this here, usually, we don't have time to do generation retreat, which is so wonderful practice, to the 600, Omanipemahung, 600, generation retreat, 600 times, 600 Omanipemahung. So for the lower tantra, you see, the number of mantras is equal to the number of the syllables. So 6 syllables, not Omanipemahung Hung Shi is mistaken. There, His Holiness mentioned many times in the Jung teaching. Not Hung Shi, no. Omanipemahung syllables. Also, Manikambum is mentioned Omanipemahung. So in there you see Baba Songzangambum, who's compassion Buddha, okay? So, so you see, 100,000, but equal number of the syllables. But if it's, I forgot, I don't remember. Then I will say, I will check. There's a number of syllables. Then, if it's more than that, if it's more than 15, I think, then you don't. I guess I will check it. But you don't need to follow the number of syllables. You say, you can rest. So then more than I said is 30 or 35 or something like that. I'll check in. So then I think only 40,000. So if you're going to do the retreat with the long mantra, not the very long one, this that's it's like in Tibet, for Tibetans, very long one is like unknown for public, you see. But it's in Chinese. Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan, the very long one has become that's most known. I think probably most known. Yeah, maybe the only people who I'm not sure. So usually people chant the longest mantra. So they chant this. Yeah, many times a day. It's unbelievable. Which is many pages of benefit. So they very common in the popular in the Chinese people. So it is in the Tibetan text. This Manikambum, the Pamsonsangambo. You see, the half of the page, half of the text is the benefits of the mantra. So it's the most amazing. So they explain there the longest mantra. So So, see. Yeah, that. So the so if you're going to retreat by yourself, then 600,000. But if you go to the Dharma, that one then say, yeah, I think it that and that one then only of 40,000. But it seems but it seems even shorter than the 10,000. With a certain number of mountains, you recite only 10,000 something. But I'll check the notes. So I think it can be second section, which I mentioned 40,000. I think the datum, if you're going to retreat the datum, that is the longer one, okay? So like that. So what you can do at the end, the fire puja, you see, to complete the retreat. Then let's say 600,000 you finish, or if you recite the long one, then you say 40,000 like that, okay? So, but here, I mean, here the idea is to get to 100 million okay? So that, so that. So then, if one can complete, say, I mean, as but of course, but somebody who doesn't have time to finish 600,000, then it's much shorter time, but you can finish, but finish the long mantra, 40,000 times. Then you do 5 puja, then it becomes a retreat, you see. Kneeling retreat, kneeling retreat or enabling action retreat, lerung, or nyemba, kneeling retreat, kneeling to the deity. So it becomes that. But then you see 100 million, we're trying to achieve 100 million or many people. So to get done that, then we need many people to recite together, you see. So that say, yeah. So anyway, that so then of course more people recite that, it's finished kuga, but that. So maybe achieve enlightenment before finishing retreat. Before finishing 100 million or money. So that. Oh, is it 10 o'clock? Oh, see. Sorry. So we can do. We leave the front generation, just off Dharma, They do the sadhana. So therefore, in order to fulfill the retreat, if you just only chant Om Mani Padme Hum, you say, then you see maybe it doesn't need a session. It doesn't need to follow sadhana. You do sadhana in the morning. But then you see, then maybe just keep on reciting. Generous, then chant. That, but as a retreat, but as a lerung, enable action retreat, or you see like that, then you see, you see, and then you see the you need to do the sadhana. Begin each session, you need sadhana to become the retreat like that. Okay, so that. So even the highest tantra, for not enough. You do the sadhana. You do the long sadhana in the morning. Then other times you do the short sadhana. But the short sadhana it has to have, like short Yamataka sadhana, you see, which has Dhammakaya Sampatikaya Nimadikaya meditation. The sadhana should have three kaya meditation. If the sadhana doesn't have three kaya meditation, it doesn't fulfill the retreat. So sadhana should have, if the highest Tangdura, it should have three kaya. No matter how short the sadhana is, it should have three kaya meditation. Otherwise it doesn't fulfill the retreat. So that in the generation stage, that's the most important meditation, you see. And so if the sadhana doesn't have that, just generally yourself dating channel mantra, not enough. So you can do short sadhana, but it should have meditation three kayas. Like the short Yamataka sadhana, it has that. The composed Papanga, you see. So same thing with other deities. So now here, lower Tantra doesn't have the three kayas. The meditation doesn't have. But you see this sadhana, you see the should have sadhana each time, each session when you begin to see. So that see, yeah, like that. Yeah, so the okay. So we didn't do this this morning. See, by holding the samaya of the lotus rays, and then doing prostration at the feet of the Tendai Buddha Sapas, the reciting mantra, then offering yourself to them. See. So we can begin with that. Om Bema Uba Yeso. Think prostrating to the 10 directions Buddha Sapas, okay? To all of them.
Page 37.
At their holy feet. At their holy feet. Om Savaya Tata Gata Kaya Waka Chita Vajra Pana Mena Sava Tata Gata Vajra Pata Bendanam Garo.
Sorry, page 42.
So I have to say this in English. I'm offering completely all the time to all the Buddha Sapas about in 10 directions until the enlightenment is achieved. Please, all the Buddha Sapas, please accept me. Then please grant me the peerless realization. So you request that too. Not only yourself been experiencing general suffering, the particular suffering, Lord, from beginningless rebirth. Numberless helpings happen. The happening experience in general suffering, some particular suffering, Lord, numberless times, as well as hunger goes. Happening experience general suffering, some particular suffering, Lord, numberless times. And the animals happening experience general suffering, particular suffering, Lord, numberless times. Animals, the human beings happening experience general suffering, some particular suffering, and asuras happening experience general particular suffering, Lord. Okay. Numberless times from beginning to birth. And as well, intermediate beings happening experience general suffering, particular suffering, numberless times from beginning to birth. So now then, to liberate them, you see, numberless helpings, to liberate them from oceans or some sort of suffering, and the cause, and the numberless hunger goes to liberate them from oceans of some sort of suffering, cause, common delusion, and numberless animals to liberate them from oceans of some sort of suffering, and cause, common delusion, numberless human beings to liberate them from oceans, some sort of cause, or common delusion. This is all asura, the same, okay? Or intimate. So for that, then I'll go for refuge to Dharma Sangha with the whole heart. Total lamp with the Dharma Sangha. Sanje Chedaya Zoye Joya Namala Chanjoyam Pardoya Dani Gyavazoye Dage Zoye Soya Namayge Drola Benje Sange Jo Sanje Cheda Zoye Joya Namala Chanjo Dani Gyazuji Daye Zoye Soya Namagi Drola Benje Sange Dro. I go for refuge with Dharma Sangha until enlightenment is achieved and to do the merits, the merits of the past, present, future, collected by me, 3 times merits collected by the others, the number of sentient beings, including Buddhas, Buddhas, achieving enlightenment and benefit for the transmigratory beings.